is the little journal that I've put together for Nick the Booksmith's Deserted Island Challenge. I saw Angie, who is Itty Bitty Crafts, her little journal she made a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, that looks like a fun thing to do. I had all intentions of starting it straight away, but then I got sick with the flu. I'm still kind of getting over that as well. And so I did start it then, but it's been an awfully long process simply because I wasn't well. So I do put all the little holes around the cover here, and that took like 3 days. It was just so labor intensive, but it wasn't hard. It was just when you're not well, everything seems hard, doesn't it? Anyway, so as you saw, the 4 things that I chose were a piece of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, a piece of 12 by 12 fabric, a piece of 12 by 12 lace, and also a Derwent Inktense pencil in deep indigo. We were allowed to use water as well. I chose tacky glue, and I made my cover with several layers of coffee stain paper, and I just watered down the tacky glue and just glued all the pages together until it got quite hard. Okay, I have done some, no, oh, what is that called? I have done this around the cover, and for the life of me, I just can't remember what that's called at the moment. It's a very old craft. It's been around for many, many, many years. I haven't seen much of it lately, and I was just going to stitch around the cover, and then I don't know what came over me. I just decided to start doing this on the front and back, and I like the way that looks, so I've left it like that. I've done a couple of long paper beads here. I have never really made paper beads before, so that was a little bit of fun. And there's the very first one I made, so we won't look too closely at that one. Okay, let's go inside. I have used the Inktense pencil to add colour to my pages, much the same way you would with an ink and a dauber or something like that. I could also use it to draw with. I also, as I went through and was using it, had to shave it with my scissors to sharpen it, but I did keep the shavings and I added them to some water and was able to make a dye with that. And my white lace that I had was able to be dyed blue, so that was a really nice addition as well. So there's the white and the blue lace there. As you can see, I've made a little button which is made from several pieces of the coffee dye paper, and then just the top layer has a layer of the glue over it, which gives it like a mother of pearl look, and then just a little bit of the pencil added to it as well for colour. Oh, I forgot to show you on the front here I have a little loop, and in there, just in case a bottle happens to wash up on shore, I have a ready-made note to pop into that bottle and throw it into the ocean. So hopefully somebody will find it and come and save me. Not that I'm really having a bad time on this island. I seem to be enjoying myself immensely. And that goes in there. And some addition of the butterflies. I didn't find the paper until the last minute, so I just thought it might be nice to add them to it. I was quite happy with the book without them, to be honest, but they have made a nice addition. I just cut out a few flowers there and stuck those down. These little centerpieces are, I had a piece of coffee paper, and then I just shaved it, and all the little bits that came off the paper I put in a little spot of glue in the center there, and it feels really fuzzy. So there's stitching throughout the book, a couple of butterflies in the center there. Just a little collage and a flip, more stitching. Another little layered pieces of paper there, another collage. And just a little tuck spot that opens up there. And a tag, and I love the way that tag has turned out with just the addition of the pencil once again on the same, just layered up coffee paper. And that goes in there, lots of stitching. Another little collage and a tab. On this is a little pocket envelope I made. And in here we have some sketches that I've done. We found some mushrooms. We have fluffy mushrooms, tall and thin mushrooms, upside down mushrooms, and some spotty mushrooms. We also have some plants. We have, this plant comes from the left gully. This one makes me really itchy, so I've got to stay away from that one. And this one is found closer to the beach area and has come in very useful for sleeping on and things like that. So we'll keep that in there just so I remember which ones are which. We also have just a little bit of paper tucked in the back there as well. We have more stitching and a little butterfly. Just another little insert with some nice blue pencil on it. We have a tuck spot here, just made out of some of the scraps. There's our centerpiece, and we have a nice big love heart with some blankets stitched around the edge of it. Another little tuck spot with some paper to draw on there. More stitching, another little piece with a flower that I've made there. More stitching there. Little tab, and we have some more notes in here. Not a lot to do besides draw, so we might as well draw. We have some wildlife. This is the bird that likes to visit my little camp area, making a nest because it keeps coming and picking up some of those plants that are in the area. And then I've discovered that this bird was fishing in the pond near the waterfall, and so if I run out of vegetation to eat, I know that there are some fish available in that pond that I will be able to eat. Also, there's some flowers. Now this one, I think it's a flower. I've called it Hugo because it's really big and it's as big as my hand. This one is a sweet little fuzzy flower, and this one is very sweet smelling, and it's beautiful. And I tend to pick that one so I've got something nice to smell around the camp. Another tab. I was practicing some knot tying. I'm not very good at things like that, so I thought the more practice I get, the better it is, especially when I needed to make myself a shelter. You have a tuck spot there with a couple more bits of paper to draw on or write on. More lined paper. We have a flip out there with the butterfly and more stitching. Another little button with some pleated paper there. Little flower here. When I was dyeing the lace, I laid it on the paper to see if I could get a nice texture coming out. It didn't work awfully good, but it does look interesting, so that's nice. Another little flip out there, and another one of the lovely tags that I made there, and I've put some of my threads on it as well. And then we have another butterfly wing there, and some more stitching, some pretty blue in the paper. Another little tuck spot with a tag there, addition of the fabric. And then lastly, we have a little tuck spot on our back page here. It's just held together with some thread. And in here, we have a couple of sketches once again. And the first sketch I've done is a picture of the island from where I'm sitting. Comes in like a cove and then back around again. There seems to be a volcano on this island, so let's hope it doesn't erupt while I'm still here. And that's the east side of the island. And then on the other side, I drew a picture of the shelter that I built. And the shelter is made from the lace. The lace was one of the Disney princess dresses that had just been washed up onto shore, and I thought, well, why not, let's make a shelter out of it. So that's a picture of the shelter that I've made using the lovely Disney princess dresses. So that is my journal, and I do hope you like it. I really enjoyed putting it together. It was something I could do when I was a little bit under the weather, so that was also very nice. And I hope you all take part in Nick's challenge. It is a lot of fun just to see what we can do. Like I said, I really didn't feel the need to have scrapbook paper in there as well, but I did, and I'm glad I did now. This is what I have left. That is still all the scrapbook paper I have from my 12 by 12 sheet. And then I have, this was a 12 by 12 sheet of piece of lace as well, and I still have quite a lot of that left, as you can see. And that's my 12 by 12 fabric, and I still have a really nice size piece of that left. So it just shows you a little goes a long way. I do think having the smaller size journal was a big help in that regard as well. I really do. So thank you for the inspiration, Angie, because it was her little journal that inspired me to make my little journal, and that is Angie from Itty Bitty Crafts. And thank you, Nick, for the fun challenge. Thoroughly enjoyed taking part in this. So take care, everybody. Bye.